What's up, guys? Mike Shanna back with another Michigan Muscle YouTube video. Today we're doing something really sweet. We're gonna be wrapping my Camaro along with Grifka's, or at 30 roll for you Instagrammers out there. Wrapping his car too. This is gonna be kind of a series of videos. I'm showing how to wrap a Camaro in particular, along with some of the steps that are needed to properly wrap the car, because I was looking online and a lot of YouTubers out there don't have a Camaro to wrap. I haven't seen many Camaro videos being wrapped, and two, they don't necessarily show all the proper steps before wrapping the car. So I'm not gonna make this a series to show you guys what's necessarily needed to clean your car properly. So to get started, as you can see, Ryan is already starting to wash the cars, but you want to get the cars as clean. Yeah, he's gonna wash my car for me. You want to get the cars as clean as possible. Wash them, clay the cars next, wash them again. I just use the soap as lube on there usually. Wash them again, rinse all the clay stuff off, and then dry the car, obviously. And if you want to take it one step further, rub it down with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, that is. Don't use your brandies on that. But after that, we should be ready for the wrap. So this is part one. Enjoy. All right, when you're clay barring your car too, like me, myself, my car is pretty clean already. So I'm just doing a quick rub down of it already. As you can see, I've already pulled off the badges, which is step number one in wrapping a car. So make sure you go over all that residue, or the emblem residue that's left over, and take that off with your clay bar. Get any big chunks that are left in the paint. Like I said, just do a quick go over. If your car's not clean like mine is, you'll spend a little bit more time on it. And then in this case as well, I'm leaving my vinyl stripes on because I think I'm going to use it to trace out stripes over top of the vinyl. So you can pull them off, but I don't really want to pull off the factory vinyl. I have to pay $400 to replace them later when I take the wrap off. So we're going to see how it looks with the wrap on top of it. If it doesn't look good, worst case, I just pull it back off. Yeah, make sure you do a good job cleaning your car, because the prep work is the most important thing here. And then we can start tearing the car apart. So we got both cars pulled in, as you can see. My car, however, is missing the mirror because it wouldn't fit through the loading dock doors. So, yeah, Griff thinks it's funny. So I had to rip my mirror off, which is already part of the disassembly process for the wrap procedure. So this one side's already done. I'm gonna show you how to remove the other side. If you haven't seen my video already on how to remove your doors, door panels, go watch that video on how to adjust the window height. That's another way to see. But the mirrors are really simple too. There's only a few bolts that actually hold the mirrors on, so it's not that bad at all. Grifka's car, I don't think we're gonna have to pull the mirrors off. I'm not sure. We'll see how far he wants to go. But now we're gonna get the cars cleaned up, start wrapping. All right, guys, something else that's really helpful too when tearing a car apart is always keep track of your parts. So in this case, I've got a parts shelf. This is really helpful. I can put my mirror up here, my bolts and parts for the mirror itself. My tools. It's really helpful to just to stay organized and not lose any parts. So when you're taking on something like this, you're tearing the whole car apart all at once, make sure you do keep track of everything, because that would really suck if you lost a couple bolts. Moving over to the passenger side of the door, I've already pulled off this knee pad right here. All that's really needed to remove this door panel, get the mirror off, is there's 3 bolts in this door. There's one here in the handle, another here, and then another one underneath this armrest right here. Pull those 3 out, remove the clips, or pull on the door. There's a bunch of Christmas trees that plug in around the outside. Pull that off, and then there's 2 little Christmas trees. I'm sorry, 2 here, and then the third one inside of here that you have to pull out. And this entire piece will just lift right off, and I'll show you when we get there, but you disconnect 2 clips, and then your door panel's off. It's really easy. The door panel's removed. These are the 2 clips you have to pull off. There's just a small little, whoops, if this focuses, connector on each side. You just pinch that clip, this part right here, and it pulls right out. It's really easy. The mirror is even easier to get off. Come to this side, you can see there's this cover, which just kind of pulls off like that. And then this plastic cover gets removed as well, like that. It's hard to see, but there's gonna be 2 bolts here and 1 bolt in there. And then this is your, right here is the wiring harness for the clip, or for your mirror. Which you just unplug, and it pulls through this hole with this grommet, and your whole mirror assembly, this part meaning, comes off in one piece. It's pretty easy. Now that the mirrors are stripped, we're gonna go ahead and pull off the door handles, which obviously is this assembly right here, so we can wrap the door in one completely flat piece. To do that, there's a little cover on the side of the door right here. You're gonna pop that off, and then using a T25 Torx bit, you're gonna be able to loosen this and pull off this outer cover. I'll go ahead and show you guys that right now. All right, so now I've removed this outer cap, and by doing so, I've also been able to release this door handle mechanism right here. You can go ahead and slide the door handle out, like so. Just don't lose your seals. And what you want to be careful of is there's a wire inside if you have to disconnect. So we're gonna go on the other side, roll the window up, and we should be able to disconnect that from in there. This is the cable inside the door you have to connect. So pull out this red pin, and like usual with the GM products, you push down to release, and then we can pull our door handle off. All right, so here we go, just a little wiggling. We're able to pull the door handle right out fairly easily, which also makes it very easy to wrap. And now we've got a door that's very easy to wrap completely and will look great. It's kind of a weird look, no door handles, no mirrors. I think that means it'll go faster, right? All right, now that we got off most of the easy trim, what we're gonna do is remove the taillights, which are also really easy. To do that, we're gonna first remove this plate on top, this plastic cover. To do that, all you wanna do is there's these 3 little plastic Christmas trees. You pop the tops of them up, and they pull right out, and this cover is removed. And then go to the back side of the trunk. We're gonna move some of this trim here. And then there's a couple bolts on the back side that we're gonna remove to pull the taillights out, and it's simple, really easy to do. All right, so after removing the top of your taillight covers, what you're gonna wanna do is there's 4 plastic nuts that hold on this backing plate right here. Pull those off, and then there's a Christmas tree on either side. You have to remove one here, one right there, and that's gonna give you access to the back side of the taillights once you lift up the storage cover. And that'll give you enough room to pull out the taillight, and I'll show you that when we get there. So as you can see here, there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, holding the taillight on. Once those 3 are out, you're gonna grab the taillight, a firm grip on either side. You're gonna pull it really hard, and the whole thing just pulls out. It's really simple. Don't be afraid to pull on the taillight once you get those 3 bolts out. It's scary at first, but once you know what's gonna happen, it's fine. All right, this is what the taillights look like once you pull them out. And then there's gonna be this small little clip right here that you have to remove, and the connector is right here. It's one of your standard GM clips. There's just that little red snap on it, and then you pull the whole connector apart. Pretty easy, and then your whole taillight's apart, just like that. Accessing the spoiler is actually surprisingly easy too, believe it or not. All you're gonna wanna do is remove this carpet paneling right here. So pull out these Christmas trees. There's 6, 7 of them, it looks like. And then the cap that holds this in place just pulls off. There's literally nothing around it. So just give it a hard yank and it'll pop right off. And then it looks like there's a total of 6 bolts holding this on. So there's 2 on this side right here, another 2 right here, and then there's another 2 in the center. It's hard to see, underneath this latching mechanism. So it looks like it's a 10mm socket. Go ahead and pull those off, and the spoiler should come right off. All right, guys, so I just got my wing off. As you can see, it was a little bit more of a pain than I initially thought. There's a bunch of stickum or adhesive on the back of the spoiler, as you can see right here, which sucks. I had to use fishing line, courtesy of Ryan, to get that off. And I had to use my razor and cutting the rest of the adhesive away. And kind of pulled it off. There's some clips holding it on, so it is difficult. You gotta really pull on it. But it's off, we got our wing off. We're gonna clean the deck lid and hopefully get to wrapping. So I skipped ahead a little bit. I ended up pulling the hood vents out of the hood just because I was in the groove and I kept going. These aren't too bad to pull out. There's 2 bolts on the bottom that are 10mm after you move the hood liner, of course, which also isn't bad. You're just pulling out some Christmas trees. And the only thing that sucks about these is there's a bunch of clips that line the edge. You can kind of see right there. And then there's also the lovely adhesive around the whole edge. So thank you very much, GM, for making this a pain to take apart, but it's finally apart. I think I'm gonna start wrapping the hood now. Anyways, guys, if you're gonna take this further, you could pull the bumpers off, you can pull off the side skirts, which I may or may not do later, but as far as a prep goes, this is really all that's needed for right now. Aside from just rubbing the car down with alcohol and wiping it off to get the surface clean, that's really about it before you put the wrap down. So, as always, thank you for watching part 1 of how to wrap your Camaro, or prep any car for that matter. Stay tuned for the future parts upcoming and the finishing wrap on this Camaro, because you guys are not gonna believe what kind of wrap I'm doing. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe.